everyone and welcome back to another one of my videos. On today's video we are looking at FRAG Creator, and in particular we're going to be going through the nerfs and buffs for the 1.9.2 update, and there is some really exciting news if you, like me, are a fan of Hunter. Now Hunter has been one of my favourites, if not my favourite card for a long time, and after his superiority back in the day, he got nerfed and chucked out of the meta. Well, I'm here to tell you, I think he is going to be back in the meta, ladies and gentlemen. And that is fantastic news, because it means I'm going to be able to play him a lot more. Because let's face it, you know, with him outside the meta, it's difficult to play him. Now I think he's going to be back in the meta. So we've got him in the meta. He's been buffed again. It's super awesome. But we've got other characters that are also buffed and nerfed. There's such good balance changes, and we're going to go through them right now. Before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click that bell notification. And if you're ever spending money in the game, use the code Kiddie, K-I-D-D-I-E, and that will help support my channel going forward. So let's talk about these updates, these buffs and nerfs. Let's go starting with Valkia. The buff to Valkia. Now you know Valkia, she's been in the bottom. She's not like the worst, but she's almost in the bottom 10. She was almost in the bottom 10, but now she's been buffed. So what buffs have we got? In general, it should now be easier to score hits with her weapon and ability. Her movement speed is increased when she's floating in the air during her ability, and the weapon ammo clip she's got is raised from 12 to 24. She also gets a shield when she's jumping in the air, and she can now damage targets with her ability, which will be interesting because when you go into the bunkers, you can find that you can use her ability and she'll just come off the floor slightly and use her ability basically. So now you can do damage. So I think you'll be able to go into the bunkers, activate that ability and do some colossal damage on the bunker, and that'll be super awesome. So that means she's going to be pushed right up the scale into, I'd say, the top 50%, if not better, after that buff. Next, we have a very small buff on Queen Boom. She's going to get a 30% speed boost on herself during ability, when she's using her ability. So that is going to make her give her a nice bit of speed, which means that she's going to be improved a little bit as well. Still, I'd say she's sort of around the middle ground with all the fraggers. I mean, we've got 100 fraggers now. So she's she's around the middle of there, even with that even with that buff. Then the biggest one, the one that I'm really super excited about, is Hunter's buff. Now, as it stands, this, you know, all this is subject to change and tweaks. It could be slightly different to reality when you see this video, but as it stands for me recording this video, the buffs he's going to get is a main gun weapon damage increased by 14%. His cooldown is going to be decreased from 16 to 14 seconds. His damage increased by 20% in that ability. Also, he's not going to be slowed down anymore while using that ability, and they were going to make his damage reduction drop from 50 to 75%, but I don't think they're going to change that, unfortunately. That is his buff, and it's going to be super awesome, especially that damage. If you can get the frag power that goes with it, that gives him a 30%, I think it's 30% damage increase or speed increase on his main gun, that'll just make him, you know, he's back in the meta. That is all I can say about that. So I think that's all the buffs. That means we've then got to talk about the nerfs. Now, what nerfs have we got? Basically, IZUNA is being nerfed. IZUNA is one of the top metas in the game right now, but she's being nerfed. And I'm saying nerfed, she's being nerfed incredibly. Her speed is being decreased from 15.5 to 11.6. Her speed is gone. It's gone. I can't believe it. She was so good with that speed, and that's what I loved about her. Her speed while shooting has been decreased from 11.6 to 7.8 as well. Main gun max ammo decreased from 12 to 8. Main gun damage decreased by 30%. And her cooldown increased from 6 to 10 seconds. Basically, it is such a big nerf I think she's going to drop out of the meta, to be honest with you. I think that is what's happening. Who else deserved a nerf? Red Shadow. Red Shadow is a bit broken as well, or was a bit broken. He's getting a main gun damage reduction by 20%. And on his ability, the projectile damage is going to be 20% less. Cooldown increased from 7 to 10 seconds. And his extra hit point boost decreased by 20%. I think he could possibly still be in the meta with that. But it's definitely a kick in the teeth for him. He's not going to be happy about that at all. The next we have is Lily's got a nerf. It's just the one nerf, and that is her ability explosion no longer affects targets. Not any great shakes. She's still going to be pretty useful, pretty good. And then another massive nerf, which is Wave. Wave, probably the most broken fragger right now. He's going to get a synergy speed boost decrease from 100% to 30%. His ability damage is going to be dropped by 20%, and his cooldown is going to go from 12 to 15. I think that is going to possibly drop him down a bit, especially dropping down from being maybe the top. He's still going to be in the meta though. But there you go, that wraps this up. That is the nerfs and the buffs. Fantastic news for you 100 fans, like I said. I'm super excited about it. I just want to get that power, that frag power of his to give him that extra boost, and then I should be rocking him in the battles. And yeah, there we go. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button. That would be super awesome. Shout out to all my channels, Dominic M, Percy, and the rest is kind of curious. And if you want to help grow this channel to 25,000 subscribers and beyond, make sure you share today's video. And feel free to check out one coming along shortly. Bye for now.